everyone. I am Dr. Jeevan Silwal, Consultant Pediatric Neurologist at New Tier Gate 12, Siliguri. June 18 is celebrated as Autistic Pride Day throughout the world. As we all know, especially after this lockdown period, the incidence of autism has risen to any level. Autism has always been a very common neurodevelopmental disorder. It is a condition where the child has a normal physical development, but there is a deficit in their social communication skill and in a social interaction skill. They have lot of repetitive pattern of behavior, and majorly many of the children has a speech delay as well. These are more commonly seen in male child, incidence being 4:5:1. I mean to say, if there are 5 autistic children, then 4 will be a male child. More commonly seen in male child, so we have to understand what are the red flag signs to say that the child has autism. So, if your child has a very poor eye contact from the very beginning, he prefers to play alone, he does not point towards the object, and there is an impersistent response to the name calling. I mean, whenever you are calling the child, he responds maybe 6 or 7 times out of the 10 times. He is not responding persistently, he is not playing with other kids, he is not pointing towards the object, and on top of that he has a speech delay. At 2 years also, he is not speaking 1 or 2 proper words, he is not joining the 2 words, and he prefers to live on his own world. He seems to be completely enjoying his own company. So if these are the things you see in your child, in a first 2 to 3 year old child, then it is a time you have to consult a pediatric neurologist or a developmental pediatrician to confirm that the child has a autism. On top of that, apart from autism, many of these autistic children have other associated problems, like they have epilepsy. Many of the children are very hyperactive, so they have ADHD. Many of them have behavioral problems, they have sleep problems. So all these associated problems also has to be seen and has to be tackled accordingly. Apart from that, coming to the treatment part, autism as such does not have a single pill, magical pill to say that with this medicine the child will be alright. The most scientific thing is to give a therapy or a training properly, a proper autism intervention, so that compromises majorly of behavior therapy to rectify the behavioral problems, to teach the child the social interaction pattern, speech therapy to make him learn the new words and improve the communication, and occupational therapy that works to improve his fine motor skill, that works to improve his attention skill. So all these things in combination, speech, occupational, behavior therapy may be needed for the child, but all the associated problems like the sleep problem or epilepsy or hyperactivity may need some medications on top of this intervention. So friends, autism has been a very common story, especially after lockdown, because children were especially locked inside their house and they were not able to interact with the outside world. The stimulus, they were completely deprived of the stimulus. So there has been a rise and surge in the overall number of autistic child throughout the world. So important thing is diagnosing them and starting an intervention at the right time. But other thing is we have to take care of the screen time. Because of this lockdown, many of the parents were working and they were locked at the home. Children were busy with the laptop and with the mobile, so they were not getting the proper stimulus for the correct development of their social behavior. So important thing is there should be no exposure to any screen for the first 2 to 3 years. Try to spend as much time with your kids, especially first 3 years, because first 3 years is a very important time for development of the brain. So give more time to your children and do not expose your child to the all these mobiles and screen. This is one of the message that I want to give in this day today. And autism is not the end of the world, it is not the end of the story, because there are so many top personalities in the world from various sectors, scientists, top CEOs of the world, Hollywood stars. If you see their childhood, many of them were autistic. but still they went ahead and had a very bright future. Many of these autistic child they are very talented, they have good skill in math, they have good skill in painting, they might be very creative personalities. So what we should focus is, we should focus on their strength and we should nurture their strength. So that is the message for all the parents today. Thank you.